Friends, I think of all the planner lookbook videos for fall 2025 leading to 2026, this might be the longest. I have 16 planners to flip through for you today from Blue Sky. A lot of these are collabs with other planner companies, and I will leave timestamps down in the description box. So if you're looking for a specific collab, you'll be able to find that. So if you need to watch me in 2x speed, that would also be okay, but use the timestamps if you need to jump around. And if you want to hang out for the whole time, I really hope that you do. Grab a beverage, pause, run into the kitchen, grab something, or get on your treadmill if you're someone that likes to watch YouTube while you're walking, getting your steps in. This is going to be a great video for you. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth, and this is The Joyful Sojourn, a community of people that love stationery and planning and doing things creatively on paper. And if that sounds like your kind of community, I hope you will subscribe to my channel. Certainly this fall, it's going to be really exciting because I'm in the middle of my planner lookbook series. That is a playlist, which is linked down in the description box, where I'm flipping through all of the planners I can get my hands on for 2026 to be your eyes and hands and help you make decisions for the new year. So like I said, Blue Sky is up first. Blue Sky is up with this video, but up first, we're going to take a look at the Inkwell Press collab with Blue Sky because it is the only Discbound planner I have in this video. The rest are going to be twin loops or coils, but let's get into it. Now, I didn't even know that Blue Sky did a collab with Inkwell Press, and this is exclusive to Inkwell Press. So inkwellpress.com, it's an Inkwell Press and Blue Sky collab. And they're just like a standard Discbound company where you can purchase items individually. So this cover, this kind of insect gold foiling cover is $22. The discs, these are gold metal discs. These are $22. The insert in here, I believe, is going to be a monthly. And the inserts are going to be $22. There is a 3-pack of storage pockets for $8, a snap-in bookmark for $4, and a pen pouch here at the front, $11. So, and all of these items from Blue Sky were sent to me to flip through for this video. So thank you, Blue Sky. I also want to add that for all of these videos with the excess planners that I have, I will be donating them to women in my local community, my mom's group, teachers at my daughter's daycare. So really thankful for Blue Sky and their generosity for sending me so much, because this is a service to you guys to be able to see as many planners as possible, but they're also generous so that I could be generous with the people in my community. So I do not, I'm not going to keep all of these planners for myself. I'm not going to resell them or anything. These are going to be gifted. And of course, I'll keep a handful myself so that I can play with them over the course of the new year. Now, getting back to this one, this is an Inkwell Press exclusive at inkwellpress.com only. Let's take this off just so we can take a look at it. But you can purchase all of these items a la carte. So we have a pen pouch, and it looks like a leatherette or like a vegan leather pouch with an elastic band. And I'm guessing you probably fit, on a good day, 2 pens. It might be a bit of a squeeze here. Let's see if we can fit 2. No, we can fit 2 pretty easily. So you can fit 2 pens, and then it would strap around this planner. So you can get that pen pouch if you are interested in that. And again, let me stand up here so you can see. We've got gold metal discs, hard cover, a little bit of a texture on it with some gold foiling. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. I don't know what all layouts are available at Inkwell Press, so we'll just see what this one is. And then if you're curious to learn more, definitely go check it out. This closed pocket in here. Let's pop this guy off. The pockets are a la carte, again, like everything in a Discbound system. So 3-pack storage pockets, kind of a cool pocket. It has pocket here, pocket on the back, but also it's got a pocket up here. So you can insert something there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is, as some may know, 9 discs is a classic happy planner size. I'm not sure about the measurements on the pages though. What I can do is maybe grab, since I'm standing, if you guys could see my desk right now, it is a hot mess. I'm going to grab a notes page because I figured I'd probably get a question about how the Inkwell press would fit. While it is 9 disc punched and it fits, the dimensions of this are a little bit, the pages are a little bit smaller. And it looks like almost flush with the cover. So I can't say that this is interchangeable with your other HP 9 disc pages. It's a little bit smaller, just a teensy bit. Okay, so we've got a little bit of information about Tanya from Inkwell Press. This paper is delicious. It's a really nice paper. I don't have information about GSM, but when I do, I will leave it in the description box. I will always add whatever information I can find. I will add it to the description box. So you have to click more right under the video, and that's where you'll see links, information, discount codes, affiliate links, etc. And it's where I answer questions that keep coming up. So make sure you check that out. But this paper feels great. Nice, thick paper. So we've got an open page here for our date, or excuse me, for our names. And important date. So here's our year at a glance, basically. We've got lined vertical monthlies. I think that's really nice. The font is navy. That's unexpected. But I guess Inkwell Press, I guess when I think of an ink, I think of like a deep navy, like fountain pen ink. So I like that they give us a year at a glance. This year I'm looking forward to. Then we have goals pages. So what your focus is, and then you can break out your goals by personal, social, health, dream big, home, and financial. Then we have quarterly goals. So your first 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months. Wow, this paper. I keep talking about the paper. It's a very nice paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goals here. Create 4 action steps for each goal. 4 action steps for each goal. I guess if these are your goals, then you do your action steps. But it says 4 action steps, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each quarter, set an action goal for yourself. Break down quarterly goals into monthly goals using your mission boards. We have 2026 at a glance. I love an at a glance calendar. I think that is super handy. We have our bookmark. This was the Snap-in bookmark at $4 that you can add to your planner if you want to. It says love today. And then we just have like a pattern, like a grid pattern, and our punch. Now, given the spacing of this, you could easily add these into other Discbound planners too. Definitely an interchangeable bookmark. It is a loose frosted plastic, and this to me feels really high, so I would maybe go down a disc, and then you've got a nice little pull tab here for your current day or your current week, I guess. Here is your January dashboard. What a fun way to do a mission board. So I love a hexagon pattern, and each hexagon has a different like mission or goal area. So we have me time, be social, home, health, financial, dream big, work. And then you've got 2 open ones here for additional missions that you are set out on. We have our monthly. Love this monthly. They don't give you a lot of room for deco. So if you're a decorative planner, this might be space prohibitive. But because they didn't give us a lot of extra margin, the boxes for the monthly are a lot bigger. And I think that is an excellent decision. So we have 5-week monthlies. And we've got top 5 to-dos over here, lined section for notes, and we have the upcoming month at a glance down in the lower left corner. This is a fabulous monthly. Just like no extra frills, nice sans serif font, very clean. The dots or the lines for each square is a dotted line, which makes it seem a little bit more soft and yet still in black. That is a very nice monthly. I like it a lot. And the experience of pulling the paper is quite nice because the paper feels really good. If this Inkwell Press paper is in all of their planners, then I would say this is a good planner. It looks like the color here, so we see the 01, it's in like a sagey color. That color is seen on the edges of the pages here as I'm guessing just a way to mark or differentiate our months. So I like that. So we've got our sage running very subtly along the outer margin, and then even February up here is sage. That text is that sage color. Then we have Notes and Ramblings, 2 pages of those, lined and dot grid. And then a like monthly overview. We've got plan, focus, and then 3 sets of daily habit tracking with that hex pattern. I really like that. I have not seen an Inkwell press before, so I'm glad that Blue Sky sent me one of these so I can feel their paper and get a sense for their vibe. So this is the monthly insert. So I'm presuming they'll have daily and weekly inserts. I'm just showing you the monthly. And here we can see our January section is all that sage. So you get your mission board, you get your monthly overview, 2 notes pages, and then like a dashboard with tracker for the month. Now we're getting into February. Notice that this color is like a lilac, like a soft lilac for February. We see that on the edge of the page, and we see it in the details with 02, the margins, and the upcoming month with March. A little bit of that lilac color on the margins again, a little bit here with like the shaded, and then we get into this like gray blue color for March. And again, we see that in the number, we see it on the lined pages, which actually, let's just go ahead and turn this. Here you can see how the colors of the pages help you differentiate the transition between months. I think that is really cool. And I love that the color here is not a really wide margin. It's really thin and delicate. I think that's very pretty. We're gonna just do a quick flip through the rest of this monthly layout so you can see the different colors. But April, we have a nice neutral tone. May is like an olive color. Are we repeating yet? Yeah. So that sagey, I guess it's more of an olive color. And then that lilac. And then we're into our kind of smoky gray blue. This is a great monthly. I think it's really, really nice. I could use an extra page or 2 for additional notes. Like if there were 2 additional pages of notes and ramblings, I think that would be nice. Now I'm really curious to go to their website and see what other layouts they have because the paper feels excellent. It's really nice. Okay, it's time to reorder. So you've got information here about ordering. And then in the back, we have, a bunch of different notes pages. So here's our notes and ramblings. November. Oh, did they give us November 2026? Oh, what am I saying, guys? Because I'm not paying attention and we don't have tabs. They've inserted a reminder that it's time to reorder, and they do that before you get too far to the end of the year. So we can take this guy out, and what was split here was, yep, we're getting to October, and then at the October mark, they say, hey, remember, order your planner, and then we have November and December. Sorry, I had a moment. Like, what is this? So very, very nice. Now we get into a special section. This is every time you say yes, you are saying no to something else. And we've got additional notes pages. So we have the gift list. So this is where we can track gifts that we're giving to folks. Name, the gift, the store, and the price. And then ideas for me, things I might be interested in. We've got a gratitude grid for the entire year by month. I'm grateful for. And then you've got January through December. So you can just, write a highlight for each month there. We have a 2026 bucket list, adventures to plan, experiences to savor, achievements to conquer, creativity to cultivate, and white space to create. We have monthly automations, create systems that work for you. Let's turn this around so we can see what this looks like. So yeah, this is basically like a monthly, if you get it down here at once, like let's say every, Monday you vacuum, you could put vacuum all the way down. You could do this for like cleaning. You could do it for meal planning. You could put like your meals down if you repeat, like it's a chicken day or a beef day or a crock pot day. You could like pre-plan and automate the month so that you can go to this back page and just say, okay, what did I say I was going to do today? Oh, it's vacuum day. You know what I mean? So you can kind of plan it out. I think this is really nice. I like the phrasing of monthly automations because there's so many things that we have to do. And sometimes the mindfulness to remember to do it or to get into that habit can be difficult. And so getting it down on paper makes it kind of an automatic in your mind so it doesn't take up so much brain power. Oh, these are fun pages. Flip it around and we have a monthly bill tracker. Very cool. Now my question is, does the monthly planner pack, the $22 monthly planner pack, include these additional pages? Or are they, is this an add-on? I don't know. According to my notes, this is probably still part of the insert, but I can correct myself in the description box. So monthly bill tracker. So you can write down basically the name of the bill here. And we only have them for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your 5 main bills here. And then for the entire year at a glance, you can mark off that it's been paid. The amount, when it's due, and when it was paid, or if it was paid. And then your monthly budget. This is like a teaser. I feel like this needs to be worked out a little bit more. I wonder if they have finance related pages on the Inkwell Press website. I don't know. All right, we've got project plans. We've got 2 projects per page. Project name, the budget, brainstorming, the deadline, and then tasks that need to be completed for the project. That's kind of cool. So we just have 2 of those. It could be house projects. It could be side hustle projects. Then we have some simple, just 2-page graph grid. And 2027 at a glance with additional lines to mark important events or holidays or paid time off or something that you can look forward to. First day of school, etc. You can pre-log here and then migrate it over to your next year's planner. And then in the back, we have our 2 additional storage pockets. So like I said, the storage pockets are a 3-pack for $8. That's a really good value in my opinion for plastic pockets like this. And the fact that you can put stuff in the back, in the front, and then you can also put something right here is really, really nice. And I'll go ahead and say it, if you are in a different Discbound planner that is the 9-disc size, these will fit in that because the spacing is going to be exactly the same. So with Inkwell Press, you could definitely, with the accessories, you could pick up some accessories and kind of mix and match as you go. Here is the back of the cover. And that is it. That is the we're only 1 planner in, friends, and we've got quite a ways to go. That is the Inkwell Press planner with blue sky that's exclusive to the Inkwell Press website. So to keep that in mind, exclusive to Inkwell Press. Let's jump to another collab here. This is, or brand, this is Blue Sky's Live Well. And this is going to be a little bit more color to experiment with. So if you are a colorful person, you might really like the Live Well line. Look at these. Wow, wow, wow. Let's start. Bonus 6 months in both cases. Let's see, weekly and monthly, daily and monthly. So that is why, just so you can see the difference between a weekly and a daily. Look at the size of that coil. Huge difference, and I'm guessing that is a true daily. Let's take a look at the daily first because holy moly, she is a chunky monkey. So the Live Well planner is going to be available at Amazon and Walmart.com. The estimated retail price is going to be $40. I think that is a great deal for a daily planner, especially of this size. So let's get into it. We've got some stickers. Live well, find balance, get ready, stay organized, and stay on track. So we have a laminate color or cover. Very, very colorful. It's quite pretty, actually. You twist my coil here. 6 bonus months. How did they do that? It must be the monthly planning pages at the very beginning. Okay, so like I said, Amazon and Walmart.com for this guy. So Live Well. We've got our year overview, 2026, 2027. We've got a sheet of stickers, and these have a little slip to them, but they are paper. So I'm guessing you can write on them. To be extra safe that you can, I would use an oil-based pen just to be sure, but I love when planners come with stickers. It's just quite handy. This one also comes with a pocket folder in the front, and we've got pockets on both sides. We have a space for information about who we are, who the planner belongs to, and then we have yearly goals set up as a bullet list on that front page. Then we have contacts, so name and detail, contact information. Important dates, so this is like our typically a vertical view, but we have this in more of a horizontal view here for important dates for the upcoming year. So these are your personal observances, birthdays, anniversaries, etc. And I like this kind of like ombre look we've got going on. Font is really nice. I like a sans serif font for stuff like this. Here is our at a glance. Now, I'm guessing then that this planner is available now because look at the monthlies we have in advance. We have July, as of the filming of this, we're past July and August, but let's take a look anyways. This paper is nice. This is 100 GSM paper. I guess I would say that the Inkwell press is probably 100 GSM as well. Very thick, a little bit more on the toothy side, white paper. So here is September, and notice that the little phrase or quote or encouragement down at the bottom is changing with every flip along with the colors. We have our bracketing months up at the top. Colors are changing. Here's November, take the risk, and December, live boldly. And where your bracketing months on the monthly calendar fall will be based on the rest of the calendar. Okay, so they're going to move those around. Love the size of these tabs. They're super long, so they're easy to pull, grab, and flip. And here is the start of our planner. So we've got our January monthly. We do have holidays and observances printed on the planner. We do have color on here. So if you are not a decorative planner, but you like lots of color and you want to feel like your planner is lived in and something joyful to look at, you're going to get colors. And I'm guessing, yeah, the colors on each page are going to coordinate with the color of the month on the tab. So this tab is kind of like it's a soft red, and we can see that throughout this grid. We're going to see it in the dailies too. This is a surprise. So we have our borders are going to be a mix of the color and then black. This though, layout wise, very clean and neutral daily, which I love. There is color, so if you want a pop of color, it is there, but the layout itself is quite clean, and our hourly time block is broken down into half-hour increments, which I am a huge fan of. Usually with a daily planner, I like to see the full length of the day present in half-hour time blocks, and it just gives me more kind of wiggle room to work things out. So we start at 6 a.m. and we go down to the last block is 8:30, but then this open space down here, it says evening. So you could extend your evening down if you want to, or you could just use the line that says evening for your evening plans and then have additional notes underneath it. We have an open box over here with dot grid. The dots are the matching color of the January tab. And then we have a bullet list for to-dos. There are no headers. There's no kind of prompting for how to use this, which I think can be really helpful for more experienced planners that know what they need and they could just make it happen. It is not a guided daily. It is you make it what you need it to be. I like that we have our day and our month and year all together, and our date, February the 2nd, is it's a nice big 2. I like the big dates in the upper corner. For holidays that fall on that day, it's going to be small underneath the day and the month. So this is your dailies. Now, we can see here Saturday and Sunday are split. So that's, I think if we had all of the Saturdays and Sundays, there would be so many more pages on here. So Saturday, Sunday, share a page, and our hourly time blocking has collapsed to an hour rather than to the half hour, starting at 7 a.m. and ending at 7 p.m. And then you've got open space for your evening, and you have a column for your to-dos. This feels significant because of this layout, and because they split the days horizontally. This feels like a lot of space for Saturday and Sunday, given that they are sharing a page. So a lot of the split weekend daily planners that I've seen have gone vertically, and it's just different for the eye. You're going to have to decide if you would prefer a vertical view for Saturday, Sunday next to each other, or a plooped hamburger versus hot dog style Saturday, Sunday. I have not seen it this way yet in my flip through lookbook series. And this feels very spacious because even if you're not doing a ton of hourly time blocking, you could easily draw a line down the page to collapse your hourly and then have 2 sections now. Maybe one for journaling or gratitude or scripture writing or additional to-dos. And then you have your bullet list here. So I actually really like this design. I think that was a cool choice. So let's go. We'll just flip through the first full month just to see if anything changes. I don't think anything's going to change. This paper feels fabulous. Like I said, it is a thick premium paper. Tabs feel durable. Love the size of them as well. Let's see what is at the very end. Okay, so we have a notes page printed on the monthly, and that's a nice way to kind of mark. Let's see if that's true for all of our monthlies. It's not true for all of our monthlies. So that is going to depend on the way that the weeks, the calendar days, the months flow. So in this particular case, we do have a notes page attached to the February tab. Here's our month of February. At the end, getting into March, we've got our Saturday, Sunday on the tab. So there's March. We're going to see the colors changing. We've got a daily on this March. We've got a daily on our May. Did I miss April? April. May. Got split Saturday, Sunday. June. July. August. September. October, November. So November's got a notes page and December's got a notes page. I really like these tabs. I like the tabs quite a bit. Let's get to the end and see what we have. End of the planner, we have a notes page, and then we have future planning. So you can log anything you know of in advance. Let's say you have an annual appointment for one of your kids, or like every 6-month dentist appointment for your kids, and you've already scheduled those appointments out for 2027. You can log them in these back future planning pages. Very handy. We've got notes, 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 notes. 5, 6 pages of notes, and then you have your holidays for 2026 and 2027 at the very back. Pretty color here, and our leafy pattern on the back. So that is the daily and monthly Live Well planner. She is a chunky monkey, but it's got everything. It's got everything that you need. I think because the pages are such a good size and because it's a daily, you don't need a lot of extra notes pages. So even them having some in the back is nice. So again, that is the daily. It's about $40 and it's going to be at Amazon and Walmart.com, and that's with that 100 GSM. I'm not doing pen testing in this video today because this video is already going to be gigantor. Okay, we are prioritizing the planner flips. Next, Live Well is going to be a weekly and monthly. This is going to be Amazon and Walmart.com. It's a vertical weekly. It's going to be about $25, and again, the 100 GSM. There are going to be other designs available in this at Target and at bluesky.com. So if you like this planner but you are interested in a different design, like colorway, or maybe it's a cover design, then Target and bluesky.com for this one. So let's take a look at this. Whoa, unexpected. Wow, that's actually kind of fun. So we go from this like sherbet vibes to florals, and then we've got our Live Well welcome page, yearly overview. I think all of these are going to be pretty much the same. We've got our stickers, our double-sided pocket folder, our welcome name page, and a spot for yearly goals. We have our contacts page, your important dates at a glance. And I think the colorways are going to be exactly the same as well. We also have our last 6 months of 2025 in this planner. And then we get to our monthly. So our monthly is going to be the same as the daily. And this is our vertical. This is a pretty traditional vertical in my perspective. So we have, let me go back, Sunday monthlies and Monday start weeklies. So we have a vertical view Monday through Friday, but where things get a little interesting is your weekend is split. This is different for sure. Weekend is split Saturday and Sunday. And then you have a full size column for notes this week. Lined up at the top, dot grid down at the bottom. There's a little bit of structure in Monday through Friday. They have separated each day into 3 blocks. You can do several different things with that kind of setup. You can leave it just as is, pretend like they don't exist, and just list out your to-dos each day. Or you can use this kind of like a subject style planner or a teacher planner where you have different areas that you plan in each box. So it could be your to-dos today, your house chores or whatever, and maybe a partner or spouse's schedule or kid's schedule. You could, this could be, for me, in my case, it would be like Josh, stuff that has to do with Josh, stuff that has to do with Esther, and then stuff that has to do with me. Or I could have it be today's to-dos, something I was thankful for today or something cool that happened, and then stats from my fitness watch in the 3rd block. Or you could split it up morning, afternoon, and evening and view this kind of from an hourly perspective by time of day. So it gives you a little bit of structure to format your day if a vertical column is a bit too open for you. And then at the end of each day, we do have lines. So maybe down here is where you do gratitude or scripture verse of the day, or just something that you want to flesh out a little bit more because you have lines. I'd like to see this in a dot grid or a graph grid, a little bit of formatting here, just for folks like us that don't like to or can't write straight. So just keep in mind that these are totally blank. The only structure we have here is the lines at the bottom, Monday through Friday, the lines on the notes for the week, and the dot grid. This is a fun layout. I do like the color. So if you are if you're a vertical person, this could be a contender because it managed to be both a vertical and a bit of a dashboard as well. It's kind of a hybrid. The colors are going to change as we saw from the daily with the tabs. Again, they're just going to keep changing. All of your holidays are at the bottom of each column. Let's see if there's anything else to point out. There's a lot of holidays, like a lot of things logged on the monthlies. I wish that broken record here, I wish that the holidays and observances were just listed in the planner. They are listed in the back, as we saw from the daily, and maybe not all noted on the monthly, just because it starts to kind of clutter up the monthly, but that is my personal preference. So I'm just going to jump through all of these tabs so you can see how the colors transition. It is nice that the color is the same through the monthly and through all of the weeklies, because I think if you are decorating, you could easily decorate this layout. I think that it's easier to just mentally prep for what the colorway is for the month and be able to decorate and work with the colors at hand. If it's changing every week, you might get a little whiplashy. We do have our future planning pages and 6 pages for notes. And then our holidays and observances at the back of the planner. So that is the weekly Live Well. Again, it's at Amazon, Walmart.com. It's a vertical layout. It's estimated to be about $25, 100 GSM paper. It feels really nice. And there are other designs available at Target and BlueSky.com if this layout is something that you are interested in. Let's do this guy. I'm very, very intrigued by the cover. I have not flipped through any of these, by the way. So if you're curious, this is all a surprise, but this one is absolutely gorgeous. So this brand is called Life Note It, and the Life Note It brand always has extra note pages in the back. So that's why like Note It is a part of the title. So let me just get in this. This is a very, very pretty planner, and this Blue Sky planner has a protective pocket cover, meaning that you can slide this out in the back and you can create your own custom cover. See that? You could even take this off if you want to and maybe punch something in underneath it. Or even, well, you want to keep this because it's got your 2 years at a glance. But oh my gosh, I love these planners that have the pocket cover vibe. because you can totally customize it. But this is gorgeous. Even the cardstock that is in here is really, really pretty. So let me read off a couple of things about this. So this is the Life Note It. It's going to be available at Amazon and bluesky.com. It's a dashboard layout. I don't know what that means to Blue Sky, so we'll find out. The estimated retail is going to be about $15. There's going to be other designs and sizes in this brand available at bluesky.com, Amazon, and Target. And again, the Note It brand is notably because it has notes at the back, which we will check out in just a moment. So let's take a look at what the Life Note It Blue Sky Planner looks like. So really nice glossy page here that has our 2026 and 2027 calendar. I will say we're going to look through a lot of Blue Sky planners here, and I think there's going to be some design elements that are universal that we're going to see. I think most of the planners we've seen so far have this element here. What's going to be different with the different kind of brands or offshoots of Blue Sky is just going to be font choices. It might be paper type, cover type, but like this font we haven't seen yet. It's very elevated, very beautiful, but the layout itself we have seen. This pocket folder here we have seen with Blue Sky before. Beautiful though. It's paper, so you don't want to be careful with it, but you have some room to tuck in stickers and stuff there. Same thing here. This layout we've seen again with Blue Sky, with the place for your name, address, phone number, email, and your yearly goals. This paper looks, it's not cream. I've seen many a cream planner. It's not cream or ivory. It's off-white, in my opinion. So this is your kind of bright white 100 GSM. This paper is thinner and it is off-white. Not cream, not ivory. It's an off-white. I don't know what they refer to it as, but here you can see the color difference, and it is a thinner paper. It feels more expensive though. So interesting that this one is at the $15 mark. Sometimes a thicker paper feels more expensive, just like, I don't know, paper quality, but sometimes with the way that things are designed, like the elements here with the script font, this feels more elevated and the paper feels delicate in a good way. And even the softness of the color of the paper feels dainty. I don't know how else to describe it, but it feels actually quite nice. So here's your contacts page and your important dates. Again, let me just grab, just so you can get a sense for how we're starting to see similarities in design. Again, contacts page here for the Live Well planner with the name and details, and then contacts with name and details. Important dates. It's the same layout, but we have no color. We have an off-white paper that is a little bit thinner to the touch. It's thinner, but it's still a little toothy. It's not as slick as like a plum paper planner. So here is our monthly. It is a lined monthly. I think lined monthlies are incredibly helpful to, keep your page organized. If you write crooked and you're putting a lot of information down, it can get messy and more confusing really quickly. So I think lines can be nice. It looks like we are also logging this. Is this the day? The day of the year? That can't be right. Oh, I guess it could be the day of the year. I always forget what these numbers represent, but they're up in the upper corner. We have a Sunday start, planner, notes, and then our bracketed months here. We have 6 months early access to do some back planning, or depending on when you pick this up, you can use this for the rest of the year. Again, Amazon or bluesky.com for this one. This is so pretty. This is so lovely. Like I could see gifting this to someone in like my Bible study group or small group, just because it's quite lovely and it's structured really well. We've got nice reinforced Mylar tabs and gold foiling on our months. So here is January, Sunday start, and then here's here is our dashboard. So this is what the Life Note It dashboard looks like. It is a hybrid between a dashboard and like a Hobonichi Weeks style, where you have a horizontal day on one page layout, Monday through Sunday. It is lined. We've got our holidays in the upper right corner, really subtle, not taking up much space at all. And then our right page is structured with our dashboard. We have a weekly to-do list. We have goals, so these are just bullets, and then we have notes, and these are in shaded gray boxes. This is totally open at the top. That's an interesting design choice, something that I really appreciate as a decorative planner, because I see some really awesome real estate for just adding some flourishes on the page just to get creative with my week. I can add some florals or create a little scene across here. And yeah, I get that satisfaction of decorating my page without actually encroaching on planning space. Interesting. I was not expecting this layout. What do you guys think? Having a one-page weekly and dashboard. Again, they are calling this a dashboard layout, and it really is a nice fusion between a dashboard and a horizontal. I like especially in this size planner. Do we have a size on here? We don't. It feels like an A5 size to me. Very similar to an A5 size. I like this layout in this size planner because it's good for taking on the go. All right, so let's see if there's anything else that stands out as we flip through. Your tabs are going to have weeks printed on them. Pretty. Very clean and subtle planner. Here we have a little reminder in October. I guess this is a trending thing to make sure that you purchase your upcoming planner for 2027 right in October. Let's see what we have in the back. This is what makes it a noted planner. You have a nice, generous pull tab for noted. And then look at all these notes pages. That's a lot of note pages. How many? I don't know. We'll have to see if they tell us. But that is a significant amount of note paper. Look at that. That's a lot. That's easily 30 pages at least. Wow. That's really cool. So if you are looking for a true planner notebook hybrid, this is going to do it for you. We've got our holidays for 26-27 and our states and capitals at the back. So let me see. Do we have 50 perforated sheets of notes? Holy moly. That's a really nice one. Plus, again, don't forget, this is the one that has that cover that you can change up the design for. Ooh, this is a good one. I mean, they're all good ones, but there are some that I immediately could see fitting into my collection, and this would be one of them. So that is the brand Life Noted at Amazon and bluesky.com. What do we want to look at next? I need to take a sip of water. Hold on. We're not even halfway done yet. Are you guys still with me? Leave me a comment down below if you're still watching. Let's do another collab. This is, look at these. Okay, I have to shout out Blue Sky. They have been so great to work with, to communicate with over email. I thought that because they're seemingly a ginormous planner company, probably one of the biggest out there, I thought that they would be difficult to communicate with. And there is a gal there. I'm just going to shout her out. Her name's Alexis. My gosh, this person, when she packed up the planners to send to me, she hand wrote information on all of them with information. Like hand wrote a sticky note for each planner, where it's at, what the cost would be, etc. And I do a lot of homework to prepare for my videos, and to have a box full of 16-ish planners that already have the information on it, I was like, God bless you, girl. Like, I don't know who you are, Alexis, but you came through because, yeah, so if you see these yellow sticky notes, that's what I'm reading off of. And I just have to give her so much credit for making my job just a little bit easier, because flipping through planners might seem like it's fun and like having, oh, you get so many planners to like flip through. Cool. It is a blessing, but trust me, like this is work. This is a lot of work. And she helped me out big time. So this is a brand new collab with Blue Sky and Bespoke Letterpress. I have 2 examples to share with you. So again, Bespoke Letterpress for Blue Sky. I love new collabs, very fun. The collection of Bespoke Letterpress for Blue Sky will be at Staples. So the full collection will be at Staples. And then you can also get a limited collection. So some of the items will be available at bluesky.com, and the layouts are going to be a horizontal layout. Retail price on this is about $15. Let's take a look at the planning calendar notes. Again, planning calendar notes. To me, that means we're going to have, yes, a notes section in the back. So that's a yay. I love these planner notebook hybrids. So beautiful cover here. This is like a plastic, not vinyl. It feels like a plastic cover, almost like a frosted material, but it is matte. Very pretty. Very, very, very pretty. And it feels super durable as well. Inside we have, ooh, fun, a pocket folder. Look how it's cut. Can you guys see that? Can you see how my hand extends past it? We've got a diagonal cut here, but we've got a pocket on both sides. What a fun little item. When these more kind of value planners have additional elements like this, it just makes the value even greater. So to have a $15 planner that includes a pocket folder is fabulous. And if the Bespoke Letterpress designs are like illustrated by someone at Bespoke Letterpress, that makes it even more like, I don't know, couture, makes it even more special. So weekly, monthly planning calendar notes designed by Bespoke Letterpress. So very similar vibes here. So we're going to move through this quickly. Our year, 2 years at a glance, our name page, our contacts and important dates. This paper feels, let me go back to the Note It planner. The paperweight feels very similar, but I don't know if you can tell. I said that this was like an off-white, and you can tell that it's an off-white when you compare it to this, which is definitely more of an ivory paper. So off-white, ivory, just so you can see the difference between the two. But these introductory pages are going to be the same as what we had previously seen. But our monthly is going to be different. We have, oh, this is much more structured of a monthly. Let me flip through. We've got our 6 months of monthlies here at the front. So let's move through these ones. This could have used maybe a slightly larger coil. I think that with these planners with the smaller twin loop, you are not going to get a lot of wiggle room for decorating. So as you decorate a planning page, it's going to plump up the page. This one is not one that I would gift to someone who is a decorative planner. Okay, so let's get to the true start of 2026. And here's our January page. Several differences here. We have a lot more structure when you compare it to the, I'll just go to the Note It monthly. And we don't have lines. So we had lines in the Note It, and then we don't have lines in the Bespoke. The other difference is we've got more kind of sectioning off. So Sunday through Saturday are framed out. They're not framed out in the Note It planner. So we have some different design elements here, different design choices with the Bespoke Letterpress. So it's just going to come down to personal preference. But again, this is definitely an ivory paper. We do have our bracketing months, which I appreciate, plenty of space for notes. And we've got some lines up here that we can add notes to as well. And we have a traditional horizontal layout. So our lines are going to be dotted. They're not solid lines. I think that helps make things look a little more delicate. We've got double lines underneath our day of the week, day of the month. And that adds kind of like a nice elevated look to it. And Saturday and Sunday are split in this horizontal layout. Holidays are going to be in the lower right corner of the appropriate day. And here is our weekly. Different font choices. Different kind of layout with the way that the date is stacked with the day of the week and the month. I think the way they've done this with like the month repeated every day is going to come in handy big time when you've got a split in the week where like all these days are February until you get to Sunday and you've got March here. So I like it. It's interesting that the font is so large for the month, but I kind of don't mind it with the way the rest of the page is designed. I've just never seen anything like it before. Just having that italic day, but then a larger month. But I can see the benefit of it when we see the split week between months. So that is your Bespoke Letterpress for Blue Sky in the smaller size. Let's go to the back and see what our notes pages look like. Again, a nice big tab. And then just dotted lines for the notes. But look how many notes pages. Pretty good number here. Again, we have the back with the holidays and the states and capitals in the back, but that is a good amount of notes pages. At this point, I'm like 100% on board for any planner that has a notes tab at the back. I think it is the way to go. So I appreciate that the Bespoke Letterpress Planner for Blue Sky has that notes element at the back. And you can see just when you're grabbing your planner, like how significant that notes tab is. I like that they've made that a lot bigger since it's at the very back. That's a good size. Yeah, I would say very close to an A5-ish size. I don't know what it is with certainty, but it looks very similar to that. And then this is a different design. Ooh, look, with the pomegranate. Different design, but I think our layout is going to be the same. This is a second example of the Bespoke Letterpress Collab. This one is going to be in the $17 range. This size also has an appointment book layout at Staples. So if you like the aesthetic of the Bespoke Letterpress Collab and you like this larger size, it looks like an 8.5 by 11, and you want an appointment book layout, you can find that at Staples. I'm going to have a pocket folder here. Again, appreciate that. The design on this is lovely. Actually, I prefer this design, I think, to the florals. I don't know. I wonder if they have this design in a smaller size. That would be super rad. Beautiful glossy welcome page here. Our yearly overview. And this planner belongs to contacts and important dates. And then love this. Just the spread on an 8.5 by 11, this larger size on a monthly, to me is so satisfying. I just want to like get into it, the bird's eye view, break out my month. This feels really, really nice. I like it in this bigger size. Oh, normally I'm a smaller planner person, but this actually is really nice. And I almost like the ivory paper in the larger size. I don't know what it is, but when you flip through as many planners as I have, you start to like have some quirks and preferences. And I feel like that might be a new preference for me. If I'm going to have this color paper, I'm going to choose a bigger planner. Oh, okay. So we've got more room to grow in a horizontal of this size. So we have our same horizontal layout, but look what we have down here. Interesting. I love this down here. We have an extra space for this week, but look, we have the whole week at a glance, Monday through Sunday. This is fabulous. I love this view. I often will add stickers in my planner that are Monday through Sunday vertically so I can track things in one place. And they've printed this for you. So if you want to track in one place your steps and your sleep, you could do it here. If you want to track if you're a content creator and you want to track your content for the week, your YouTube videos, or maybe you have an Etsy shop and you want to track your sales at a glance, kind of pulled out from your weekly planning page, you can track it down here. And then we have a weekly success page or section that's got little icons for basically checking off things that are markers for success in your life. I'm going to move this in closer. So we've got a checklist, we've got family, reading, vegetables, taking a bath, maybe showering or washing your hair, maybe sleep, home things, phone things, money things, maybe work, weather or getting outside, exercise. So you can kind of track at a glance these things down here. What a fun element to add to this layout. I think that's great. With this size being so big, why not have a little bit of wiggle room here? So that is the Bespoke Letterpress in the larger size. Again, this one's going to be $17. And if you are interested in this size and look in an appointment book design, you can find that at Staples. Where were these other ones? Staples. Yep, full collection at Staples. And then there will be elements, smaller limited collection at bluesky.com. I would say by default, go to bluesky.com and see what all they have there before, I don't know, maybe before driving around to all of the shops to like try to find all of these. This is really great. I really like this cover material as well. It's really nice. It's quite thick, frosted, feels very, very, very durable. All right, guys, we are rolling. Now let's talk about, I have a couple, so we've got, Day Designer for Blue Sky. Let's do Blue Sky, and then we'll do the Morris & Co. and the Day Designer. So these are Blue Sky brand. These are definitely going to be more, price is going to vary, but I would say these are going to be some good value options, and these are going to be, probably going to be able to find these at Target as well. So let's flip through this next round, and then we'll do Day Designer for Blue Sky, and then we'll do the Morris & Co., which is absolutely stunning. We'll do the Morris & Co. last. Let's get into these ones, shall we? Okay, so this first one is going to be a Target planner. I really like this color. I don't think that it is picking up as beautifully as it appears in person. I think it looks more kind of a yellowy brown on camera, but trust me, this is very pretty. And again, it has that nice, thick, plastic, durable cover, which feels great. Let me pull this guy back out a little bit. Just says Planner 2026 with the gold foiling. Open this guy up. Okay, so this is Blue Sky, available at Target. It's going to be a classic horizontal layout, and it's going to be, oh, did we see? It is planning calendar notes, which means we're going to have a notes section at the back, which is a hip, hip, and a hooray for me. Estimated retail price is going to be $11. The planner notes format is available almost anywhere Blue Sky is available with different designs. So if this neutral, we're gonna call it like we're gonna call it latte color. If you like a different design, but if you'd like a different design, but you like the planning calendar and notes, you're going to be able to find some different designs here. So here is just a glossy cover page that's going to have our 2026, 2027 at a glance. This is a nice bright white paper, and it's going to be a little bit thinner. So this is not the 100 GSM like some of the earlier planners. So it's going to be a little bit thinner and toothy. So you might have a little bit of bleeding on this. Contacts page, important dates. And then we have October. Oh, wow. They're giving us, wow. You get October, November, and December, and the weekly layouts. Not just the monthly, but you're going to get the weekly as well. But we're going to jump to January to get the full official look through. So here's your monthly layout. Sunday start, lined monthly. Love having that. We do have our day of the year. So that must be what it is in that upper right corner. I'm sorry, guys. It's a lot of talking for me. It's so much work. Give me a second. Hold on. And my water bottle's broken. That's why it's making weird noises. Apologies. I like to do these videos unedited because I want you to see my true impressions, and I want you to feel like you're sitting here flipping through a planner with me. So that's why they are super long and why I don't give you cliff notes. So if you're wondering why, it's because this is a real life experience for all of us. So lined monthly, we do have the day of the count of the year. So this is day 1 of 364 days, day 2, 360. So it's both giving you the count up and the count down for the 365 days of the year. Holidays are really small on this monthly, which I appreciate. So we've got Martin Luther King Jr. Day here and New Year's Day, just so you can see what those look like. Really small and collapsed. If you're going to put, for me, holidays on your monthly, make them as minimal as possible. And I think they did a very good job minimalizing the impact there. You have your bracketing months, as we've seen. I love that they do that. So we have December and February, and we've got a nice section here for notes. The horizontal view, to me, this is like old school planner for me. This reminds me of like my high school planner. I think this layout is the best. I've said this before, for journaling, for memory keeping, for scripture writing, for prayers, like long form writing where you just want to write something down every day. I really like this. If you're going to use this for planning, I would add a little bit more structure. So I like that they haven't added that structure. There are no bullets here that make you feel like you have to do a to-do list here. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you could add them in if that's something that you're looking for. So we just have open lines. This could be a really nice journal. And then we have Saturday and Sunday split down at the bottom. Clean, neutral, plenty of space to decorate. So if you are a decorative planner that wants to create your own layout, that wants to have a lot of fun here, this is primo real estate for sure. So very clean, simple, horizontal layout. And I think at the price point, you can really have a lot of fun with planners like this. I can't remember. Yeah, for about $11 to have something that you can just play in is quite nice. Now we get to the end of the planner. We have our nice notes tab, and then we have our notes pages. Lots of notes pages. This layout's a little bit different than some of the other notes pages we've seen. It's got the Cornell notes vibes with having a vertical column here, which is nice if you want to add a date and then a note or a line or a sentence. If you want this to be a to-do list, you can have your to-dos or checklist here for your to-dos. So having a little bit of structure is nice if you want to separate dates and check marks and stuff. So fun that they did a slightly different note style than what we've seen in all of the planners so far. And then in the back, again, we have our holidays for 26, 27, and our states and capitals. All right, so that is the Blue Sky 15-month planning calendar notes classic in that horizontal layout. And you can find that at Target, and you'll see very similar, you'll see this exact planner, but with different designs wherever you can find Blue Sky stuff. Let's take a look at this one next. This is a value item. It's smaller than the A5-ish size that we just saw. So let me just show you. This feels a little bit more like a half letter, but here you can see the size difference. So it's a little bit smaller. If you can see, we've got a good inch margin on the top and on the side. And the coil is also different. This one's going to have a plastic coil spiral versus the metal kind of twin loop style. So definitely different vibes on this one. This is going to be available at Target, and it's estimated to be about $6. So this might be one of the lowest price planners that I show in my entire lookbook series. So if you're looking for a pocket planner, this might be the one for you. There are going to be more designs in this size and in this price range available at Target. So if you like this, but you're curious about other color options, other design options, then definitely head over to Target. What makes this a value item is it's not going to have tabs. It's not going to have tabs, right? So we have no monthly tabs here. And of course we have a plastic spiral. So that's how we get down to that $6 price tag. But if you're a pre-planner or you've got, you know, a teenager that wants to get into planning, this could be a really good option. Got a nice plastic cover there though, and a piece of cardstock here for covering up or creating our cover. Let's get into it. We've got our decorative page. That's got our 2026 and 2027 at a glance. I love so far that we have all the same elements of the higher priced planners, but we're keeping things down, prices down, with just a different coil option and a different cover option. But we still have these same pages. This paper feels like the same thickness as the previous ones. It's gonna be a little bit thinner, but still toothy. It's not super slippery, but it is on the thinner side. We have a Sunday start monthly. We've got our counts, right? Count for the day of the year, both going up and going down. We have October. We've got all of our weeklies. November. So we're getting all the end of 2025. Let's jump to January. This planner is exactly the same layout wise, exactly the same, but it doesn't have the tabs and the coil's different. So it'll be up to you guys to decide. Would you rather do an $11 planner with a metal coil and tabs? Oh, and you get the notes section, or the same exact weekly layout and monthly layout for $6 with the different coil and no tabs. You might want to add, it's pretty easy to add tabs. You could even get like the Avery tabs that are removable or repositionable and kind of, I wish I had one easily accessible here, but you could easily even just put a paper clip up at the top to log the week that you're currently in. So just another option if you like that horizontal view, or if you just want something for just scribbling additional notes and stuff, but do it by the day, this would be an excellent option. Let's go to the very back. We've got one notes page, but still in that Cornell style here, and then our holidays and our, you guessed it, states and capitals. So again, this is going to be available at Target for about $6. Don't quote me on any of these prices. It could be give or take $1, but about $6. More designs if you like it, and it's a value item as exemplified by no tabs and a different spiral type. Next one we are going to take a look at. Blue Sky Planner. This one is going to be available at Office Depot, at bluesky.com, and at Amazon. Now, the price on this one is going to vary by the retailer, so it's going to be somewhere between $17 and $22. There will be other designs and sizes available at these retailers. So if you end up liking the look of this one or the style of this one, but you want a different design, check out Office Depot, check out Amazon, check out bluesky.com to see what else is there. This is called the new gen, or like next generation, new generation dashboard. And I have not flipped through this yet, so I am excited to see what it looks like. This says 2 free cover design pages. What do they mean by that? I guess they just mean that we have, again, a removable page up here that we can, is it on both sides? Hold on. 2 free extra cover designs inside. We have to actually see what they mean by that, right? So it is a pocket cover. I love the pocket covers. Every Blue Sky planner I've seen that's got the pocket cover, I've been 100% down for. Okay, so there's only one in here right now, okay? Just this one. But, these right here are your additional cover options. So you can pull this guy out or cut it off, and it's going to be the perfect dimension. So if you want this to be on your cover, this can be your cover. And then if you want this to be on your cover, this can be on your cover. So you take this out, you cut it on the line, and then you can, and it's showing right here, you can pop them in here. Or of course, you can create your own collage and make your own layout. But that's really a fun element. This to me screams definitely like high school planner, college planner, that you need something for on the go and you want to change up the designs. That is really fun. A new layout for a new generation. Oh, what does that mean? Elder Millennial here. What does the new generation need layouts wise? Let's find out. So again, so you can take this out if you're not going to use them, or you can, oh, it's like got cut lines all across here. That's nice. And it's a really interesting material, glossy material. This planner belongs to, ooh, okay, something different. Let me take a sip. This dang broken Stanley. I'm not a big Stanley person. This is the only Stanley that I have. This was gifted to me. And I love this size. It's like the commuter size. But did you die? Ugh, it's so nice. It's a 24 ouncer. No, 16 ounce? 24 ounce. 16 ounce. It's so good for on the go, but it's broken. Oh, okay. 2026 vision and mood boards. You've got a room for a mood board. You have a yearly, this is giving Bujo vibes. That's the next generation is Bujo vibes. We have a yearly tracker. So January through December, you've got 1 through 31. They've grayed out the days that don't exist in those months. And you can track all kinds of different things. So you could do a color coding index here and then maybe log your feelings or your step counts or like, yeah, I guess feelings could be sad, angry, anxious, happy, excited, whatever. Do different colors and then you can color. It's like a pixel a day or a year in pixels situation. Then our monthly is different. Okay, I'm going to jump actually. Let me just jump to January just to get proper in here. So you do have the months in advance, but let's just go to January proper. Interesting. So they have rounded out our edges on all our boxes. So the next generation likes soft curves, okay? Sunday start monthly. No lines. You still have your bracketed months. Top 3 goals at the top for the month and notes for the month. And then our margin is structured. They've kind of given a layout for us. What inspired me this month? What were some positive things that happened this month? And this month's affirmation. So we have a little bit more guided journaling, reflecting going on here. And I kind of like the bubbly, softed corners just for a change up from the planners we've seen so far. So it makes sense to me that they would change the, oh, what? Hold up. Truly, first impressions. I have not looked at this yet. What? Let me look at this layout for a second. This is definitely a dashboard, definitely structured, a week on a page vibes, and wow, there's a song of the week, and it's a Matchbox 20 song for the first week of the year. Does the new generation know Matchbox 20? Now I'm curious, like, I want to look at a hot take on me. Okay. So for sure, this is not next generation songs, but maybe we are introducing the next generation to older songs. That's kind of fun. Off camera, I'll probably flip through this and see all the different songs. Okay, let's take a step back. We have your full week on one page, Monday through Sunday. So Saturday, Sunday get the same sized boxes as the rest of the week. And then we have an open note section at the bottom. We've got our holidays in the upper right corner of each box. And interesting, the lines here are split. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a split right here. So if you wanted to have this be actual to-dos, this smaller line here could be a place for check marks or icons or something like that. Or you could pretend that there's not a split on the page. It's on all of them. So it makes you think that this is supposed to be used differently than the rest of the line. But very clean dashboard for your days. And then your weekly dashboard layout, you've got your top 3 priorities here in a shaded box. And then you have 2 long columns. One is lined, one is dot grid. This lined one, just like the days of the week, has the line split right as far as my thumb. So vertically down, you've got a really short line and then the rest of the line here for checklists or dates or times, whatever. And then we have a currently box, currently listening to, currently reading, currently watching, and currently playing. And then we have a song of the week. How far we've come at Matchbox 20. Let's just do one flip through January. Take on Me, Aha. I Will Survive, Gloria Gaynor. Eye of the Tiger, Survivor. Who picked these songs? I kind of think it's rad. I'm not even mad at it. The Romantics, What I Like About You. Oh man, if you give this to your high schooler, I would encourage them to definitely listen to every song every week. Like make an effort to try it. Now, this is the week of Valentine's Day. The song of the week is Crazy in Love, Beyonce featuring Jay-Z. We've got She Will Be Loved, Maroon 5. Play It Again, Luke Bryan. Oh my gosh, let me just do a couple more. Counting Stars, One Republic, Viva La Vida, Coldplay, Unwritten, Natasha Bedingfield. Now, these prompts, the reflection prompts, appear to be the same. Don't Stop Believing, Journey, Wonderwall, Oasis, I'm Yours, Jason Mraz. Oh, throwback. All right, well, what a fun layout, you guys. This is definitely the next gen dashboard. I think they did a good job labeling that. It is very different from all of the other planners that we have seen so far. Wow. One notes page, and then again our holidays and our states and capitals. So this is Office Depot, bluesky.com, and Amazon. And again, the price is going to vary by the retailer, somewhere between $17, $22, and there will be other designs and sizes. So if you like this layout, but you want a different design or a different size, it is there at the retailers that I just listed. I'm sorry, I need another sip of water. I think we're going on an hour of continuous talking. If someone's walking on a treadmill right now, how you doing? How many miles have you hit at this point? It's okay if it's just one and you're taking your time. It's totally cool. And if you're just sitting on the couch eating popcorn, what to you as well. All right, let's take a look at this one. This is a planning calendar, Plan It All. This is a different layout than we have seen so far. So this is Blue Sky, available at Amazon and bluesky.com. This is a Plan It All layout. It is a vertical style layout. Retail estimated, it's going to be about $20, and there will be more designs available with this layout on Amazon. So if you like this layout, but you want a different design, check out Amazon. Let's see. Oh, there are additional notes on here. The 15 months is going to be for the planners that you see in, oh wait, what is Blue Sky brand store planners, 15-month planners. Okay, so these are going to be, yeah, all of the Blue Sky branded planners are going to be 15 months. Okay, so we've got, frosted cover here to protect our cardstock page. Ooh! Wow. Well, okay, so what a fun item to include in the Plan It All. Maybe what makes it the Plan It All is, check this out. Again, I have not flipped through any of these, so that was a genuine ooh. We have a bookmark that comes preloaded with sticky notes. That's cool, and this is a $20 planner. Wow, I am impressed. Let's go a little bit lower, actually. I don't want it to go out too high off the top. But again, love when we got a bookmark moment. Let's see how that tab looks sticking out. That's nice, guys. Very cool. All right, well, there's an additional item included. And of course, you're going to want to pull it out and move it to your appropriate space. I'm actually going to put this back down so I don't get it jacked up in transport. So let's get this guy lined back up. I don't have the size on this one. This looks like a 7x9, very similar to a 7x9. Silver coil, similar pages here, 2026, 27, 27. Planner belongs to our yearly goals. This is, whoa, we haven't seen something like this. This is the thinner paper. It is white. It is toothy, but it is definitely on the thinner side compared to some of the premium papers we've seen at the beginning. So if you're particular about ghosting, I think this probably would ghost. So we have a personal budget spreadsheet for the whole year. Wow. So January through December, this is why it's a Plan It All. It includes finance related sheets. That's kind of incredible. So starting balance, total income, total expenses, and your projected end balance at the end of every month. So this is like high level view for the year. And then you have, I would use this for reoccurring bills. So you've got expenses for January through December, total and average. So yeah, any, I'd say, recurring monthly bill you would put here. And then we have your actual balance down at the bottom. Interesting. Now that is attached to our October page. I'm going to jump through. Oh my gosh. Wow. October, November. Okay. I want to get to January and we'll look at these pages. This is definitely more structured. This is a structured planner. You do have 3 full months leading up to 2026 before we get started. Wow, it's a vertical, very structured vertical. Let's start with the monthly. No lines on the monthly. We have our bracketing months up here. It is a Sunday start, and we have our notes pages. We don't have the day of the year in the upper corner like we have in the last couple of planners, and we do have our holidays down in the bottom of the box. These squares look pretty large for the planner size, and that is because they didn't date it up. They didn't add January up at the top, so you don't have really any excess margin up at the top or on this right side or really down at the bottom. You just have your notes pages here, or notes column here, and there are dotted lines on the notes, but it is very faint. So if you want to honor the lines and write on a line, you can. If you want to pretend like there aren't lines, you can pretend there aren't lines, because they are so faint on there. I really like this monthly having, and I like the font and like design of January being here because it's not giving you a lot of margin up at the top. If you're a decorative planner, again, that might bother you, not having some margin to add some flourishes up at the top, but you could certainly add some here and with any excess blocks leading into the month. But because there isn't a lot of margin, your boxes are full size. These are good size monthly boxes for lots of functionality. All right, lots to unpack here with the vertical. Wow, give me a second to take a look at it. So first of all, Saturday, Sunday, share a column, but they get a full size column. So that is definitely helping us get more use out of Saturday and Sunday. So they're a little bit shorter, comparison wise, a little bit shorter than the days of the week, but because they go fully down to the bottom, you're not losing as much space as you would think. So I'm just going to jump into Thursday because it's right here and very accessible. But we have our day of the week and then the date for the year. We have little water drops for tracking your hydration. You have a space for your top 3, and then you have lined vertical, very light lines, just like the note section on the monthly, very light lines. And it's the weekly days of the week actually stop here. So 2/3 of the page going down. It's on a full page of vertical. And then they've split the bottom into a dashboard. So it's like a vertical dashboard. You've got vertical days of the week, but look at all these different dashboard elements. We have a checklist for work and a checklist for personal. This is excellent for someone like me that is self-employed. And I have a work planner that's high level stuff, but when it comes to my weekly and daily planning, it's all on the same page because I need to know when do I have a deadline for work and then when do I need to pick up my daughter. I need to see it on the same page. And so I like that this weekly layout has a place for work related things and home and personal related things. So this hits it right for me. And then over here, we have a tracker. We've got 3 different things that we can track. Monday through Sunday. We have if I have time, so things that we want to get done if we have time, and then things, it says it can wait. This is general brain dump space. That is like, what do I need to take care of, or I just don't want to forget. Or let's say you're on a phone call with someone and your planner's in front of you and someone tells you something and you're like, I don't want to forget. Just put it in the it can wait section. This feels very spacious, I think, because they split Saturday, Sunday, and there's no right side or left side notes section for the week. That makes your daily columns wider and more room for activity. So if you've got a lot that goes on Monday through Friday, this layout's going to be nice because you have the maximum space possible for your vertical day. So I actually like this. I like the collapsed and like fatter vertical with the dashboard down at the bottom with no stuff on the sides. I have not seen a layout quite like this before, which is why I'm calling it out. And I do think that it is an interesting design, especially for someone who is self-employed or maybe has like an Etsy shop or does content creation. This kind of dashboard could be quite nice because you still actually have room here for hourly time blocking. So you've got your space for brain dumping and to-dos, but if you also want an hourly layout that you would see in like a daily, you have plenty of room here for that. You can have your priorities for the day at the top, hourly time blocking, and then your to-dos, you can put down here. What an interesting layout. Very, very interesting. So again, this is the Planet All Vertical that you can find in more design, cover designs on Amazon and at Blue Sky, bluesky.com. And then at the very back, we have our Cornell style notes, 1 page of those, and then your holidays. Oh, and then just the decorative on the back. So no states and capitals, and that's probably because we have that frosted cover, and you probably want to see florals, not a map on the back. So Blue Sky, Amazon, and that is the Planet All tabbed weekly and monthly. Whew. Take another sip of water. We are down to our final 2 collabs, friends. I will say that I don't know if Blue Sky has an affiliate program, but this would be one of those times where I'm like, oh, it'd be really nice. Because I think by the time this video is done, I would have put in my work, y'all. Put in my work. Okay. These 2 planners we're going to take a look at are Day Designer for Blue Sky. So let's start with the weekly monthly, then we'll look at the daily monthly. This is a really pretty planner. This one, Day Designer for Blue Sky. This is going to be exclusive to Target. So I will have a Target planner video coming up soon, and so this will be in that video as well. So if you are shopping for a planner at Target, Blue Sky has a ton of planners at Target, including this one. So Day Designer for Blue Sky. There will be other designs in the same layout also available at Staples, Office Depot, Amazon, and bluesky.com, and it's a horizontal layout. This one is going to have a heavier paper, okay? So this is the 100 GSM paper, and estimated price is going to be $20. Now, really want to highlight here, this jumbo planner, which looks like an 8.5 by 11, has the pocket style cover. So you can slide this out and make your own collage and slide it in. You could do family photos on the front, and then you could do your word of the year or like top goals of the year, like a brain dump here. You could do junk journaling on a page and slide this in. So I love the custom options, but if you like this kind of floral design, this kind of cottage floral design, you can leave it just as is as well. Okay, planning calendar. Does that mean we have notes at the back? We have some notes in the back, not a ton. Not like the actual planning calendar notes planner that we've seen. Okay, planning calendar. Ooh, pretty glossy cover page. We have a full-size sheet of stickers. These are the Day Designer stickers with gold foiling. These have a bit of a slip to them, so you're going to want to use an oil-based pen. When I say oil-based pen, I mean my favorite, the Uni Pen oil-based marker, or even a Sharpie. A Sharpie is an oil-based pen you could use on glossy stickers like this one. We've got some metallic gold dots on a pocket folder. That's nice. Now, this is a cardstock. You want to be gentle with this because it could kind of bend and wear over time, but you could slide stickers in here and yeah, have some, or receipts, extra storage there. Personal information, Day Designer for Blue Sky. We've got our reference calendars. So this is really cool because we have similar planning pages as the Blue Sky planners we've seen over the course of this video, but I see very familiar Day Designer touches to it. So this is like that nice hybrid. And the Day Designer planners that you find on the Day Designer website, which I have done flip throughs of, and they are, Day Designer is in my planner lookbook series. They are in a totally different price point. Like a Day Designer planner, flagship planner from Day Designer is going to be anywhere from $54 to $64. The Day Designer for Blue Sky, this guy is going to give you the touches of Day Designer, but going to be available in stores like Target and at an estimated retail of $20. So if you like the Day Designer look, but you're looking for a better priced item for your wallet, then the Target collab, the Day Designer Blue Sky collab, is going to be a great option for you. So, oh, big size here. So we've got some planning pages here. So big picture. So this is where you write down dreams, ideas, etc. You set your goals, personal goals, family, friends, and relationship goals, heart and spirit goals, financial goals, work, career, or study goals, and then when you want to accomplish them by. And then we have designing your days. So you can write down your morning routines, things that you want to do every morning, things you want to do every evening. And they've pre-populated things that might be something you want to be more intentional with. So plan your day early, identify your top 3 to-dos, fitness, family time, etc. Then we have stay on course, review your goals throughout the year. And these are things that you can check in on and make sure they're incorporated into your planning pages. So birthdays, trips, travel, anniversaries, schedules, fitness scheduler goals, finance goals, goal review, etc. So you've got nice listing space here. We've got some encouragement down along the bottom of the page. Create a daily planning formula that's right for you and commit to a great year right now. Then we get into some pre-planning monthlies. Love when they give us those. So here is October, November, and December, and we'll spend more time looking at January. So here is our monthly overview. Can we still see everything okay? Yes. Now this layout is going to be very similar to the Day Designer flip through that I already have up on my channel. Fonts seem very similar. They also have the flags marking holidays on the monthly. So that's something that we see in their flagship that we see now in the Blue Sky planner. And we've got, are the colors going to change? Nope, colors are going to be the same. We're going to see this gold element throughout, both in the border up at the top and the color of the page flags. We have the bracketing months, December and February here. A nice, generous column for notes and to-dos. This is aligned monthly, Sunday start, and good amount of border up here if you are a decorative planner. Here is the horizontal layout that is signature for Day Designer. So you've got a horizontal view of your day, but it is split with your schedule, and it's pre-labeled today's schedule, and then your to-dos, and you've got some checklists. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are split with just a today's section. There are no bullet lists for to-dos, but you could easily add those, split this further if you'd like. I like that they didn't pre-split it and kind of collapse it so much. So it's open lines and you can add bullets if you want to. And then running along the bottom for the week, you have your top 3. You've got a quote. In this particular week, it's patience is a necessary ingredient of genius. We have a notes section and gratitude. And then we've marked with the same page flags. These days have holidays on them. So the flags mark the holidays, and then we can go underneath the day to see what the holiday is. So in this case, it's New Year's Day, and over here it is New Year's Eve. So there is your weekly in this size, which again, I think is pretty close to an 8.5 by 11. So much room for decorating. So if you are a creative or decorative planner, you will not be short of decorative space. The gold passes as a neutral. So if you're worried about color, I do think that you could work with that. So it does get a little bit harder to mask when you've got multiple things marked with those gold flags. But so here is our weekly layout in this larger Day Designer size. Let's jump to the back and see how things wrap up. Very similar to our other Blue Sky planners. Although here we've got a few more notes pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes pages are holidays for 26, 27. And then, oh, this just ends. We don't have our states and capitals map here. It just says, live well, laugh often, love much. This is life well designed. Day Designer for Blue Sky. And then we just have a really soft, pretty, soft pink color in that nice thick plastic. So that is the, oh, I just cut myself. You know, it's so funny. I made a comment in my Instagram stories that I have so many planners I'm going to be flipping through that by the time November rolls around, my hands are going to be covered in paper cuts. Oh my gosh. And I actually just got one from the plastic. I guess be careful as you're sliding things around, you could cut yourself there. All right. So that is the tabbed planning calendar. the weekly and monthly Day Designer and Blue Sky. Let's take a look at the daily. This is a daily and monthly Day Designer for Blue Sky. This again is going to have the 100 GSM paper, and they also have this in a navy blue. So if the black and gold is not your vibe, you'd prefer a softer navy, they do have the navy and gold. I love the gold coil on this. It looks really pretty, and a nice thick frosted plastic cover. So this is going to be available at Target, Staples, Office Depot, and Amazon. And I did see this one at my local Target. I can confirm. Didn't go to those other places, but I did see it at my local Target. And I think this one is done just about every year. I see it at Target every year. So we get our stickers, our Day Designer stickers in here, our double-sided pocket folder with those kind of Swiss dots, a place to log our personal information. We have our calendar references for 26 and 27. And the Day Designer story is going to be the same. So I'm going to move a little bit more quickly through this. We saw these pages in the weekly layout, and we're going to see them again in the daily. And let's get to our monthly. Monthly is going to be exactly the same. Nice big margin up at the top for decorating. We have a lined monthly, Sunday start, bracketing months in the lower corner, notes and to-dos on that left margin. I love a lined monthly. It's really nice. And here is our daily. I'm going to jump to the middle just because it's going to be easier. This is a very thick planner. So this would be definitely better for desktop planning versus taking on the go, because at this size, it's going to be definitely heavier. This daily is different than the flagship daily that I have. And it could be because the flagship daily that I showed was in the mini size, and this is the larger size. So it's possible that the larger size at the flagship has the same layout. But if you saw my Day Designer daily planner, the layout was different. So keep that in mind. I'm not gonna be able to talk after this video. The daily, let's talk about it. I love that we have a nice long hourly time block in half-hour increments. So we start at 6 a.m., 6:30, 7, and so on. Starts at 6 a.m., ends at 8 p.m., and it runs the full length. I think that is super nice. I like my hourly time block to break down to the half-hour increment, so I think this is really nice to have. I also like that it is on the left side of the page. There was one planner that I had that had the hourly on the right side, and it just confused me to no end. So I like that we have the hourly time blocking on the left side. We have this basically split into 3 columns. Your hourly time blocking, then you have your to-dos split between your today's top 3, and then a long, nice to-do list here, and then notes for tonight. So because this planner, the time blocking ends at 8 p.m., you can add additional notes for tonight. So maybe you have small group, or maybe you meet up with your girlfriends to watch an episode of blah, blah, blah every week on the same day. You can log that down here. So your functional tasks, to-dos are all here. And then the third and final column, you have a quote, and you have open line space, open notes, and then gratitude down at the bottom. I really like this kind of trifecta of columns: your schedule, your to-dos, and then your notes and brain dumping space. I think that's nice. And then having this open margin at the top for decorating is also really nice. So this is a good daily. I like the daily. We're going to have that gold throughout. So keep in mind that is the only color that you're going to see. Otherwise, the rest of this is incredibly neutral. There's not a lot of extra flourishes. The font, other than the banner up at the top for the month being a little bit more fancy, everything is very clean and neutral, and you have so much space for decorating and customizing. Let's take a look at a weekend. Saturday and Sunday are going to share a page. That's otherwise, if you had 365 days on this planner, it would be insane. So we do split your Saturday, Sunday on one page. I like the formatting of this where they just label it weekend. We have take a time out, fun things to do. So they're encouraging you to do fun things. And then we have weekly gratitude. So as you get to the end of the week, you can kind of reflect on your experiences. And then you have a Saturday schedule, Sunday schedule. So I like that we still have our hourly time blocking available, but we've cut down from half-hour increments to just hourly, from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. We've got a box for next week, so you can do some future planning and anything we just don't want to forget. Very nice way to split a Saturday, Sunday daily page. Feel like you've got everything that you could possibly need there. All right, so let's get to the back and see what else we have at the end. Oh my goodness, that's a pretty bad paper cut. We're not bleeding though, friends, don't worry. It's just itchy. You know when you get a cut that's like almost too deep that it doesn't bleed, but it's kind of itchy? TMI. Are you guys still with me? I feel like it's been a long one. Hang in there, folks. We're still going. Let's get to the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16. 16 notes pages at the back of a daily is incredibly generous because you already have so much space, 1 page per day, but they still give you 16 notes pages at the end. That's super nice. We've got our holidays for 2026 and 2027, and then our ending page for Day Designer. And then just black and white striped glossy back cover covered by the frosted back like so. So that is the daily, monthly Day Designer for Blue Sky at Target, Staples, Office Depot, and Amazon. And you can get it in the striped navy as well. And did I already say the prices? The prices are going to change. So, and 100 GSM paper. The price is going to change by location. So Target's going to be about $26, Staples is going to be about $30, and then Amazon's going to be about $40. So if you can get it in store at Target, that's probably going to be your best bet. All right, the last collection of planners, friends, is really pretty. Let me just do a quick reset. Lots of flakes of paper. This is just a little desktop vacuum that I thought was going to be a dust collector, but I use it all the time. I got it off of Amazon. The final collection is Morris & Co. Look how gorgeous these designs are. So this is a collab with Day Designer and Morris & Co. These planners are going to be available at, available at Target until mid-November 2025. So I can just say, if you know that you love this aesthetic, this paper, these design choices, then I would highly recommend just going to Target and getting them. I did look on the Target website and they are online as well. So if you don't live near a Target, you could also purchase online and have it shipped to your house. But the Morris & Co. collab is gorgeous. All of these planners are going to have a thick premium paper, which I believe is their 100 GSM paper. So these are going to be a little bit more elevated. We'll talk about price, but like I said, these are only available at Target and it's a brand new collab. So if you know that you like it, pick it up at Target before November 14th in stores. 100 GSM, like I said, there are more sizes and designs available at Target than the ones that I have here. So these 4 are just a taste. And they're all going to retail between $14 and $18. And there is the calendar and notes option available too, which is this one, the one that's going to have those notes pages. So 4 more to go. Let's start with this one. And this is definitely more on the chunky side when you compare it to, you know, this planner here, but that is because it's a daily. So a little bit smaller actually. Very pretty. Let's zoom in. There we go. All right, you can take this sticker off, but here you can see really beautiful leaf pattern. It's that nice plastic cover. It says Morris & Co. down at the bottom. Very pretty. Got a glossy cardstock here with our yearly overview. This is going to be our cream colored paper. or ivory color paper. So it's not the white, it's not the kind of off-white, it's more of the cream. I'm going to call it cream. We have here a pocket, double-sided pocket folder, which is nice, again, for stickers, receipts, etc. All of these elements are going to be very similar from all the other Blue Sky planners, but this is Morris & Co.'s kind of designing, so the color, the font choices, etc. are going to be, you know, exclusively a Morris & Co. design. So here's our contacts page and our important dates. Oh, beautiful. Love the font choice for our monthlies, our monthly label. So pretty. I'm going to jump through our introductory 3 months. So we have 3 months of planning pages for the end of 2025. And we're going to jump into January. So again, what makes this unique is just some of the style choices are Morris & Co. So we've got the beautiful font here, the ivory paper. Sunday and Saturday are split. So we've got a Sunday start and they are shaded in a cream color to really kind of differentiate Saturday and Sunday. We've got notes on the left column. We have a quote down at the bottom, and we have our bracketing months, December and February, printed at the bottom. We also have a place for goals, additional notes pages here, or notes lines here. And then we have almost like a little stamping of decor with some like flowers and a leaf pattern down in the lower right-hand corner. This collection feels definitely more elevated. The paper is that 100 GSM and definitely between a slippery and a toothy. Not too toothy, not very toothy, and not very slippery either. It's somewhere in between. Here is our daily. This is beautiful, like really beautiful. I want to really kind of single out a daily page and kind of mimic the way it would feel if I am planning, well, I guess I should leave it like this. If I'm planning in a daily, I feel like this feels expensive. Even the color of the coil not being, I wonder if I can find a different one. Maybe the Noted isn't the best example, but even the coil on like this Noted, Life Noted, it's got like a shiny, more of a shiny, brighter gold. The coil on all of these Morris & Co. planners is more, it's not copper. It's not as orange as a copper, but it is a matte, like deeper gold, a matted deeper gold, like a brushed gold, which makes it seem more elevated. And when you compare it or combine it with the cream colored paper, it just feels, it feels British, you guys. It feels old world, like beauty. So our daily is absolutely stunning. So we have Friday. It's the 2nd of January 2026. So even the formatting in this is a little bit different. We have a place for today's intentions. Now, this is a daily that has time blocking, but the highlight of this page is not the hourly time blocking because it only goes from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and it's in 1 hour time blocks. So this today section, scheduling section, is really good for high level, I would say, appointments, not really time blocking so much as just breaking down things that you know that are happening today, because it's such a small part of this daily. So again, you have the hourly element, but it's not an afterthought, but it's minor to seeing the big picture of the day. You have your highlight of the day down below, top 3 priorities. You've got 4 tasks, things you want to do if time allows. You've got a mood tracker from a hollowed out circle to a darkest color, and I guess you could decide what that scale means to you. And then you have open notes down in the bottom. It's a very classy daily. Very classy. I absolutely would not decorate this. If I did, maybe I would add some like rub-on transfers or a washing material sticker or a clear sticker just because the paper is not white. But I wouldn't over clutter it. This is really a nice layout for just, I don't know, tackling your day cleanly, if that makes sense. What a beautiful daily. Very different from really the dailies I tend to gravitate towards, which is less structure and less titles and headers. But I know that there are people that like to kind of be guided in how to use their planning pages, and this one does that beautifully. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. Even the tabs in this darker cream color looks really beautiful up against the page. So we've got a notes page here at the end of the month, and here you can see what your Saturday, Sunday is going to look like. So they do share, so your daily pages are for Monday through Friday, and then your weekend is going to share one page. Saturday and Sunday share. We have room for our hourly time blocking, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., additional lines, and then highlights of the day here. And you could add your own bullets if you need to-do lists, since they didn't provide those. Notes page on the back of our February. And now I'm curious if we're going to get a notes page. Nope, we're not going to get a notes page on at the end of every month. It's just going to depend on how the days fall. So you're going to go straight from a planning page for the most part to your next monthly. Let's go to the very back and see what we have. Oh, we have a good section of notes here. It's not a tabbed section of notes, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 double-sided notes pages. Very simple, dotted lines. Then we have our 2026 holidays, 2027 holidays, and our states and capitals on the back. And this is a glossy cardstock. And then at the back, actually, you always got to be careful with this. The back is just a really neutral taupe color with our leaves on the front. So that is the daily and monthly, and 100 GSM, $18, available at Target now until November 14th. So make sure you check that out. Let's take a look at this next one. I'm gonna need to, oh no, we got plenty of room here. This is a planning calendar notes option. Oops, so we've got the notes tab in the back. Love that. So this is going to be a horizontal planner. It's going to retail for $14. Like I said, this is a Target exclusive. The Morris & Co. Blue Sky is at Target until mid-November. We have our yearly overview, a sage colored pocket folder insert, our planner and yearly goal, planner name and yearly goals, contacts, important dates. And then, so I think, yeah, this is going to be very similar, only in the daily version, we had like this color, this cream color. In this weekly horizontal, we have it in this sage green color, and even the tabs are different colors. Same font, same size, but in the sage. So here we can see October, November, December. Let's jump to January. This monthly is going to be exactly the same. We only have sage now in Saturday, Sunday. Lined notes, quote, bracketing months and goals. And then we have that stamp of design down here in sage. And then we have a horizontal view. The lines are dotted so that, I don't know, it helps keep things light and soft versus like a solid black line. Very pretty. We've got the day of the week, the year, and the date. And Saturday, Sunday share a row. And we have an open notes section at the bottom. So that's nice. If we don't have enough room for Saturday, Sunday, you can overflow into the notes section. We also have almost like a split here with your days of the week up at the top, and then almost like a little dashboard down at the bottom. You have 3 priorities for the week, if time allows, and then the notes extend all the way across. So you kind of have to envision this as having a split at the 3/4 mark for those 3 different categories. Very pretty. And I like, again, there's no additional structure on the horizontal with like bullets at the halfway point. So you can journal in this thing, scripture write, gratitude for the day, what your kids said. I mean, you could use these as journaling pages easy. And then if you just want to do some brain dumping down at the bottom, you can do that. And then if you want to have to-do lists on every day, you can just add those bullets yourself. Very pretty. Font is very pretty as well. Very elevated and fancy. Do a little bit more of a flippy flip. And let's take a look at each tab or some of the tabs. So we've got our weekly attached to our tab for the next month. Let's see if any of these have notes. Probably not. You're making use of every page. Okay, and then at the very back, we've got our nice triple-sized tab that says notes, and we have our notes pages. And we have a good amount of notes here, like a good stack. So like I've said, I'll say again, the planner notes component, if you look at the calendar planning notes planners from Blue Sky, you will have a notes section in the back. So definitely keep an eye out for those specific planners if you need notes. We have our 26-27 holidays and our states and capitals at the back. So again, that is the Morris & Co. Planning Calendar Notes. And that is available at Target through mid-November. Let's take a look at this one. This guy's a little different because we actually have a hardcover design. Interesting. So this, let me just compare size-wise. I do wish they had the dimensions of the planner on the... This one's going to be a little bit bigger. Wish they had the dimensions on the packaging, but they don't. So you guys are just going to have to trust my judgment here. This looks pretty similar to an A5, maybe a little bit bigger than an A5. So this one's going to be a little bit different. It is horizontal layout still. This is going to be the same layout as what we just saw, but it's got a hardcover on it. So fully like hardcover situation, and the hardcover is wrapped around a spiral or like the twin loop. So same like component, or same spiral inside, just with a bigger cover. So if you're looking for a little bit more protection, this would be excellent to throw into a bag, like if you're using it for work, if you're taking it to a coffee shop, because it's fully protected. It also has a elastic band to keep it closed, so that is a nice element to have, and just makes it feel extra protected. But it's going to be I believe this is going to be the same exact layout as what we saw with this one. The only difference is, looks like the size. This one's going to be a little bit taller, and this one is not going to have a notes section. So if you want more notes, I'd go with this one. And if you want more protection, I'd go with this one with the hardcover and the elastic band. But the inside is going to be, I think, exactly the same. Okay, so Morris & Co. Blue Sky Horizontal. Let's take a look. Very pretty page there. We've got our yearly overview. This planner belongs to our contacts and important dates. And October, November, and December monthlies before we get into our January. This colorway is going to be the same colorway that we saw in the daily. So if you liked the cream color for your monthly, and actually here you can see the size difference as well. We've got it like an 1.5 inch height here. So your monthly layout's going to be a little bit bigger if you need a little bit more planning space. But it's going to be exactly the same pretty script font up at the top, the notes, quote, bracketing months, and some goals notes pages. And here's our horizontal, exactly the same, but we have a little bit more room because it's a slightly bigger planner. So again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday split. Look at it as kind of being that part of the page being your days, and then you have like this narrow quarter of the last quarter of the page being for kind of dashboard stuff, priorities if time allows, and your notes. That's going to be all exactly the same, just different cover. And then when we get to the back, you just have your one notes page and your 26-27 holidays and your states and capitals. So if you like that layout, but you want more protection, this is going to be the one for you. And again, it's the 100 GSM paper. I will say, I feel like this is pretty well made, actually, the way that the twin loop is connected to the spiral. What you will lose, actually, let's test it. You lose the benefit of the spiral being able to flip back on itself. You're not going to be able to do that with a cover like this. So this is, you're never going to, you know, fold this all the way back. So this is, you know, spiral meets a desktop planner. All right, one more planner. Oh my gosh, we're at 2 hours. This might be the longest video that I have for you guys in this lookbook series. I almost hope it's my longest because these marathon videos are really hard. I'm actually starting to get hungry. What time is it? Sweet niblets. It's almost 3. Wow, definitely haven't had lunch yet. So this is the Morris & Co. collab with Blue Sky, available at Target. This is definitely leaning more towards an 8.5 by 11. This is going to be a horizontal layout. It's going to retail for $18, and this design is very pretty. Again, nice plastic cover. This is going to be a good desktop planner. And actually, because it's so thin, I think you could take it on the go if you've got a larger messenger bag or a backpack. Nice glossy cover material for your 26-27. Again, we have our double-sided pocket. This planner belongs to, oh, this is really nice in the bigger size. So contacts, details, important dates, beautiful monthly. I just like big planners with monthlies. Big monthly planners. There's just something so satisfying about this spread across the desk. So you get your October, November, and December at a glance. We're in the sage colorway versus the cream. And here is your January monthly. Very pretty. Sage for Sunday and Saturday. Bracketing months, of course. And here is our horizontal. Oh, this is going to be a quick planner flip through here. Exact same layout, just a larger planner. We have a little bit more room for an additional bullet for priorities and if time allows. So this is a little bit bigger, but we still have our Saturday and Sunday split. Beautiful desktop planner. Really, really pretty. 100 GSM paper on this, I believe, as well. And then one notes page, holidays, and states and capitals. Pretty easy one. And then our nice, really pretty sagey green cover in the back. I think that because we're already at the 2-hour mark, I'm going to take the time to do one thing, and I am going to pen test because we've had a few different planner types in this collection. And I think if I can just pick maybe one paper type, like I know, as long as I have like, I might want to do it on a planning and calendar notes guy. So let's do a Morris & Co. notes page at the back so we can see how the Morris & Co. paper works. And let me go and see what were some other, there's the Bespoke. Did the Bespoke have, I really only want to do this on the ones that have additional notes pages. I should probably do it on the Live Well. Are we curious about the Live Well? Oh, that was the really thick paper. I think we should do a Live Well. Okay, so we're gonna do pen testing on the Live Well. You even remember this one? This was 2 hours ago, guys. We'll do a Morris & Co. We will do, I'm very curious about the Inkwell press. And I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible. Because I will be, this is the Inkwell press. I'm just pulling this page off. We're going to test that. Because I'm going to be gifting these planners, I guess I'll just have to tell folks. I did these in a video. I reviewed these in a video, so I needed to do pen tests. So people will just have to be okay with there being pen tests. So Morris & Co., Live Well, Inkwell Press. Do I have another? Hold on. Let's do. then let's do a true blue sky, okay? Because I think this paper is going to be similar to a lot of the other blue sky planners. All right, you guys ready for pen test? I have a bunch of random pens here. Let's start with the Inkwell press, and I'm presuming that since this is going to be an item on the Inkwell press website, this is going to be a good sample of the Inkwell press paper. If I find out otherwise that the paper is different, I'll let you know. So we're just going to test a bunch of randoms. So this is a and this is a soft table. So there will be indentation. That's not a reflection of the paper. So we've got a Unipin. Oh, that's a 0.2. We've got a Klenna Energel. Klenna. This is and that's a 0.5. 0.5. This is a Zebra Blend in a 0.7. Let's do an oil-based Unipin. This is the 1. Sharpie S-Gel. Which is a 0.7. Let's do a Tombow in black, just out of curiosity. Let's do a Calliograph in Under the Stars, just for some darker. This is the Sarasa 0.5. 0.5. You're going to see these pens a lot because I'm just going to keep them out and ready to go for pen testing. This is Le Pen, which is a fine liner. Flare, Papermate Flare, very popular pen. And we've got 2 mild liners here. A couple of mild liners. And this is a Energel. It's another Energel in 0.5. Energel in 0.5. Bunch of random pens just for now. So here's our pen test. Let's go to the back. 0. Now you're going to see some indentation. That's again because the table is soft. 0 ghosting, 0 bleeding, even with the black Tombow. Holy moly. Okay, well, Inkwell press paper, it's gonna withstand a lot of stuff, okay? Let's take a look at Live Well, the Live Well planner, if you remember this one. We'll just do let's see if there's an intro page at the beginning. If there is, awesome. If there's not, we'll just go to the back. Go to the back. This is a very thick paper. This is definitely the 100 GSM. Let's do our thicker pens first. I should just leave all of these uncapped since we're going to be going back and forth. This is the Energel 0.5. Le Pen. Sarasa. This is the Mark On, by the way. Mark On in a 0.5. Sharpie S-Gel. This is a 0.7. Yeah, 0.7. Then we have the Flare. Need to keep these open. This is the Unipin Oil. Then we have the Zebra. The Zebra blend is one of the most juicy, which is why I like showing it. This is the Energel Klenna. Energel Klenna. That's a 0.5. Then we have the Unipin and is this the 1? This is the 2. And then these brush pens, so a black Tombow and the Calliograph Under the Stars. All right. See how these look. Now we do have text on the other side, but When I put the page down, 0 bleeding, 0 ghosting. If I lift it up, right, so I get some light underneath it, no shocker, the Unipin, I can barely, I mean, I'm like trying to see it. Barely. That's the oil-based pen. I can barely see. So this paper, the Live Well paper with that 100 GSM, any of the planners, I'll just say it, any of the planners that I say were the 100 GSM, I think are going to be perfectly fine. Which means the Morris & Co. is also going to be good. Now, it's a different paper, at least due to the color. So I'll go ahead and test this out. But they say this is also 100 GSM. It feels maybe a little bit thinner. But let's go ahead and test it out. So get our brush pens. This is the Unipin 2. This is the Uni Oil, which is, what is this? A 1. This is the Zebra Blend. This is the Sharpie S Gel, Le Pen, Flare, Clenna, Energel, Sarasa, and then our mild liners. So again, this is the Morris & Co. Okay, different impact on the Morris & Co. So it's still labeled as 100 GSM, but the paper, this is the ivory paper. This paper is a little bit thinner. The oil is going to bleed ever so slightly. And you're going to have ghosting with a good number of the pens, but like compared to some of your thinner papers, it's not that bad. Like if you're comparing it obviously to like a Tomoe River paper, if you use a Tomoe River paper planner, this is going to be very comfortable for you. But there is definitely some light ghosting, and then the oil pen goes through. So you have to decide, if you're looking at your planner, if you're okay with that. I don't think it's that bad, but it's going to come down to personal preference. I would not use an oil-based pen with this paper, but I would use the highlighters. I do think that that's okay. So personal preference here. It's going to be up to you, but there you can see a sampling there. All right, last planner is just a standard Blue Sky. This is going to be a thinner paper planner. So we'll see how these perform as well. And we'll go to the notes. Okay. So Calligraph, Tombow. Cover these up as I go. This was the Unipin 2. This is the Uni Oil in 1. The Blend, Zebra Blend 0.7. The Sharpie 0.7. Le Pen, felt tip pen. Flare is also a felt tip pen. Energel, it's a 0.5 and like a really pretty blue color. This is the Energel Clenna in a really pretty brown color. Then we have the Sarasa in the 0.5. And then we have our mild liners. These I think will for sure ghost, just because they're more of a value planner. But let's take a look. And there you can see what you're working with. A little bit of ghosting on all of them. The oil-based pen is going to do a little bit of bleeding. So that is the more kind of value planner from Blue Sky, and this is the one that is available at Target. All right, friends. How are we doing? Are we all still here? Did anybody make it to? I would love if you watch this video and you made it to the end, will you leave me a comment with like a thumbs up or like some sort of encouragement? Maybe let me know what you did while you were watching this video. And I guess now there's a feature on YouTube where you can like promote a video. So if you think that this video was helpful in looking at 16 different planners in one shot, give it like an up thumbs up so more people can check it out. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I think I'm going to get a lot of questions on this video and I'll try to get back to them quickly, but this definitely took a lot out of me. But leave me a question if you have one. I will add timestamps to the description box. Come hang out with me on Instagram. My handle is The Joyful Sojourn. And if you want to see some of the other planners that I will be reviewing this fall, this I think will be the longest video. For sure. So don't be scared. Please come back. Follow the playlist down in the description box with my planner lookbook series. And I hope that we can all together with peace and joy and lots of entertainment find our planners on the road to 2026. Until next time, friends, God bless you. God bless you and keep you. Do something creative today. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.